Thank you. I'm going to start with a video to sort of give a little intro what Robot Cash is. And don't worry, afterwards I'm going to go and explain what it actually is.
Greetings, I'm RC. Let me show you how you can play without losing in 3 simple steps. It's easier than teleporting. Step 1, done playing a game? What if you could sell your digital copy? Enter Robot Cash. Bruce, open the damn door. No more letting your digital games collect dust. Look at that, I just cashed in. All right, Cat, let's hit the town and go blow these earnings. Coming through. On to step 2. Now I can buy more games. Cha-ching! Noobs, beware. Let's crack this thing. Never mind, it's opening on its own. And finally, step number 3. Use your computer to mine tokens to earn free games. The future is now. Everybody wins. Robot Cash. Play, mine, sell. Sign up now. robotcash.com.
All right, I'm done. That was quick, huh? All right, next slide. Let's see.
Greetings.
All right, so why did Robot Cash come into being? I mean, basically, it was a bunch of industry veterans who've been making PC and console games for a while. And you've heard this 1,000 times. The system is broken, whether it's Steam, whether it's new players, whether it's existing players. So everybody, especially, it's gotten a lot of heat in the past couple of months with Epic coming out last year, and Discord and Congregate, et cetera. So the attention is on it. And the attention is it's always about what did Steam do wrong? Well, Steam did something right? They got 90 million monthly users. They got 30,000 games, so they're fixing it. But the individuals who got together wanted to do something way beyond just, let's make a better store. It's like, yeah, let's make a better store, but let's make a store that really fixes the fundamentals. Let's do something that's, and this is Brian Fargo's words, disruptive. So you know him as the founder of InXile, Interplay, et cetera. So he's behind this brainchild. So some of the things that he was looking at and we were looking at with him was what's broken. Let's break it down. Number 1 is the 30% fees. Well, that was a big deal. Now it's less a big deal because, as we all know, Epic's at 88. Discord, I think, went to 90 or 80. I'm not even sure. But everybody's attacking that one. That's the easiest one to attack, right? Because all you got to do, change the price point. The next one is lack of discoverability. Well, again, that's been like, I know yesterday I was on a panel and we talked about that for an hour, basically. And what does that mean? That means that it used to be great. I put my game on the store, I'm an indie, and I get it found. Now it's like, I can't. I read this article, I think it was PC Gamer. It was a great quote where the guy said, you know, I looked at one sexy anime game. Now every game is pumped at me, a sexy anime game, right? So now what's happening about that? Well, everybody's saying we're going to curate. We're going to have a better machine learning formula that's going to find you games. So that's also being addressed. So still, we think what's broken, and it's been spoken about being addressed, but not addressed yet. Now, the big one, and this one I'm surprised hasn't been brought up actually, because everybody's talking about these two. But this third one, which is the DRM system, doesn't work. Now, it's a dirty secret, not so secret, that everything gets hacked. Whether you're on a Steam key, using Steam DRMs, there's even some third parties I won't mention that big games are coming out, and within 30 days of coming out, they're hacked before they're even sold. And these are companies that give guarantees to you that we're going to make sure you don't get hacked. So this is something that I was pretty excited to talk about because I love the security aspect of the blockchain. And then the gamers. You know, the other big disruptor, I mean, lack of rewards and free games. Again, I'm looking at GOG. I'm looking at what Epic's doing. I like the free games. I'm actually on the Epic store downloading my free games, right? So I like all that stuff. However, there is what the most exciting piece, and it's related to the blockchain, it's this resale. You can't resale. The digital world is awesome. I don't have to get off my couch. I can download my game. I can play my games. I've got my library. But most gamers, if you guys are anywhere slightly above casual, somewhere in the mid-core range, you've got potentially 50, 100. I know the guys I talk to, and you know, I'm no youngster. I still got 100 plus games. So what do I do with them? Well, most of them I don't want to keep for keepsake. I want to do something with them, and there's nothing I can do because I technically don't own them, right? It's a license. So we even did a little landscape breakdown of what's happening out there. Oh, here it is. Good. Even better. So you're looking at, our marketing team put this together and said, hey, even while all the newcomers, and some are great, I mean, all of them, I'm on Humble Bundle, I use GOG. I got games with different ones for different reasons, right? You're looking at all the fees. I mean, I think Discord currently has the best one at 10%, but still the majority is at 30. You've got Epic coming in with their special also. We'll cover the engine 5%. Resale, nobody's touching it. And there's a reason why nobody's touching it, but why we can touch it, and we'll get to that in a second. Modern UX, Steam needs to, let's face it, been around for whatever it is, 12, 14 years. They need to redo something. I mean, you've got Netflix, you've got Amazon Prime. Those things look good. They look nice when you're in it, and they're not up to par. I actually like what GOG is doing, and I think Epic's, although not a lot of content, is going to come a long way. The free games thing, again, that's an easy one to fix if you've got the money. Epic has the money, so they're doing it. So what is our ethos? Our ethos is really, Brian came from the perspective as, I know what, I'm coming from like a publisher side a little bit, having worked at Activision, Warner, et cetera. Brian's like, he's been a publisher, but he's all about the gamer. I think once you're a creative, you get to be like that, and his following is about what's going to make the gamer happy. I don't want to alienate the publisher, but I want the gamer to come here and feel like it's home. And so transparency, fairness, security, right? Because the security also is going to help the gamer, and we'll see that in a second, how that works. So let's talk about this resale thing, because I think that's really the core of what makes us different. I think there's more to it with the blockchain, but it's the resellability which is kind of unique. Because what does that mean? I'm reselling a game, but it's a digital game. It's not like I have my copy that I bought, my physical copy, and I bring it to the store and I get my $2 from GameStop. This is a digital copy. What makes it different? Well, what we're basically saying is we're going to tell the publisher, listen, you get a window. Just like a big film blockbuster or whatever before it goes to DVD. You watch the movie first at the theater, and then 6 months later you can get the DVD. We're going to give you a window where only you, the publisher, sell the game. And we tell that to the gamer, right? However, when that window is done, you, the gamer, have an opportunity to get into the sales queue. And basically you're saying, you know what? I've got this game. I played it. I'm done. It's not a refund, right? It's a resale. I'm going to put that game in the queue. And if there's a buyer, that game has a chance of getting sold. Why do I say a chance? Because we're going to alternate. We don't want to completely kick out the publisher. We want also the publisher to benefit so they can sell a game, but you, as the gamer, can resell the game. So now the model is as follows. We're looking at, on original game sales, we keep the platform 5%. So we're blowing even away the 10% of Discord, right? We're at 5%. We're not about that. We're not about making money on that. However, when you resell the game, initially publishers said, there's no way I'm going to let you resell games. We've been burnt by that. That's a way for us to lose money because then copies get out there and things happen. And look, I know the gamers to a certain extent would prefer own the asset, sell the asset at the price they want to do it, right? That's what the gamers are saying. And in a perfect world, maybe that will happen. But today, you've got to keep everybody happy. We're making baby steps, right? We're trying to get to a place where we can monetize that game that you've had for a long time, but also make sure that both the publisher and the gamer are like, okay, I get it. To do that, you've got to be extremely transparent, so there's no well, I thought I could do whatever I wanted. No, that's not the case. We got it. For you to be able to sell that game and make money, we also got to keep the publisher happy. Because the publisher initially loses money on a resale. Now, they still make money, so how does it work? Like I said before, initial game, 95% goes to the publisher. On a secondary title, 70% goes to the publisher. And again, the platform gets 5%. So that leaves 25%, to the user, right? So look, yes, if the game is selling, let's say, for $25, $30, 30 euros, you're getting only 25% of that. But think of what you're getting now. You're getting 0. So I could do that across 5, 6, 7, 8 games. All of a sudden, I have enough to buy 2 more games this month. And it's all about that. It's all about the ecosystem. That's how we got the publishers to agree. First, we said to them, look, you're not going to lose money. You're going to make less money. You're going to make what you're making on Steam now. But think long term. Because, yeah, on an individual SKU or an individual title, you're going to lose money. But long term, you're getting the gamers happy to work with you. They're going to make that money, and they're probably going to do what with it? Spend it again in the ecosystem. That's the chart in a nutshell. So what I call more of the important window dressing, we're looking at great UX, UI, and I'll show you a video at the end of what we already have. We've got we're basically going to have listed titles. These are titles that, for example, you as a publisher, actually no, this is your stash. So this is what it looks like when you want to sell. Sorry, I thought this was the front window. So you're done with the game. You're going to be able to go, I'm going to list it. And it's going to tell you when it's ready to be truly listed, because there's that blackout window we talked about. And then it's going to tell you when it got sold. You got a buyer. But until it's sold, you can still play it. So it's always here in your stash, which is basically your library. And you can keep track of it that way. And we have a whole bunch of rewards. We're gamifying fun. We're really, again, I love what the guys did with the UX and UI. You're going to have levels. And your levels are going to equate to what? How much time you spent in the system, how much time you played games, What have you been doing? What's your activity? And with those levels, what do you get? You get more credits in the system. Our credits are called iron, right? With that iron, you can buy more games, you can buy more content, etc. And this is kind of like the game detail page. When you go on a particular game, you're going to get a video, and again, I'll show you that at the end. And you're going to be able to do a whole bunch. Publishers are going to have the ability to tweak it, customize it, bespoke it. And we have, this is all marketing with some featured slots. What does it look like for publishers? We're going to have special sales, Black Friday sale. We're going to have like free Tuesday games. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on every day. Social promos. You're going to be able to say, hey, I as a publisher, or we want to make the games for free, right? Kind of what Epic is doing with their store. Native ads, some are promoted, right? You're going to have placement initially. It's sort of the infinite bar, Netflix style, keeps going and going. But if you want a special placement of a game, we can help you with that. We can make it promoted. And again, we talked about the challenges. You're going to get achievements. You're going to, whether it's multiplayer, single player, whether it's even just browsing, whether it's even chatting, you're going to level up. And it's going to be sort of like bragging rights, right? Hey, I'm a level 10 on Robot Cash. What does that get me? Well, that means I spend a lot of time on it. I have games, and I got credits. I got iron to spend. Cash crates, we're going to give some loot crates, basically fun stuff. They're going to be available, what you're going to unlock with your credits. And then various notifications internally when there's a sale that you want to know about, wish list, all that stuff. So all this good stuff, it's stuff that's going to be really important to the publisher and the gamer. We're going to do that day one on launch. We're not going to sort of launch something half-baked and say, hey, here's our roadmap. It's going to be there. So you're going to arrive with a lot of content and a lot of features. That's what's key for us. I know some of the competitors, they'd rather, let's get this thing out, let's try it out, and see where it goes. We have 80% of our tech ready, but we're not launching until Q2 because all this has to be done. So basically, we're in 2 offices currently. I'm based in Barcelona. Core of the team is in San Diego. European market's big for us, which is why we have a strong European presence on the PC platform. And we've done a lot so far. We've had over 320 articles, a lot of global interest, kind of gives you the breakdown of who did some ads on us. There's been a lot of press. Most of you probably have heard of us in some form or fashion. Now, where are we now? We actually have 45 publishers signed up. We have a portal. A lot of them initially were signed up by me. I handle biz dev, so it's me calling people and negotiating and doing, playing the lawyer, playing the biz dev. Never good being the one person, good cop, bad cop. But now we have a portal that's live. When you go on robotcash.com, you can just look for the link that'll take you to the portal, which you, as a publisher, indie developer, we love indie developers, by the way, come on in, sign up. And the beauty about signing up, there's no commitment. It's free right now. It won't be free after we launch. So you sign up right now. There's a simple click-through agreement, and you are now for life with us, should you choose to stay with us. And you don't have to upload games. You're literally just a partner, and you can't upload games later. So I recommend you take a look at it. We're at 45 publishers, some ones you recognize on here, 505, THQ, et cetera. We have over 800 games currently, and we're not even close to launching yet, if consider Q2 still another 3 months out. So again, what I said before is the features will be there. We're going to be 90% complete. This is sort of our roadmap. We talked about early access is happening in Q1 at the end of this year, and the launch is looking at around end of Q2 2019. And we're going to have I'm excited about the future, and I think there's a couple slides coming up on this, but I'll talk about it as well. Because I talked about the blockchain. Now, let me get back to the blockchain, because everybody's like, what's the relevance of the blockchain? You're talking about distribution, resale. Well, listen, two huge pieces of relevance that apply to this as well. Number one is security. Anything is hackable, I think, in my personal belief, but I think the blockchain is really hard to hack. It's like getting 10,000 people at the same time to agree. Somebody had a great example. I forget who it was that said, it's an Excel spreadsheet. And you got to get 10,000 random people who don't know each other to agree at the same time to change cell A15. That's pretty hard. That's more than just, an encryption algorithm or whatever. So we're going to DRM all of our games, and we do it. You don't have to do it. You give us our game. We what's called tokenize it now. It's not a cryptocurrency. It's not a volatile. If you want to call it an NFT, you can, but it's under the hood. You, as the user, never know the blockchain's involved. You, as the publisher, know only because we tell you, but we're encrypting it. I'm surprised nobody else is doing this, but it's a great way. Blockchain's getting a bad rap right now because of why? Because we've all seen it, right? The crypto winter is here. But it doesn't affect what we're doing. We're using it for the technology it was initially meant to be used for. The other super advantage of the blockchain is I can follow it wherever it goes. What does that mean? That means when you buy a game and you sell it to you, I know who owns it and where it's going, which means what? Which means that 70% the publisher gets. you can't yourself hack your own game to sort of cut me out of the process. So that's what's great. It's a constant trail that I follow it through. And again, the secondary market concept, which will come out later this year, is, say for example, you've played a game and you're level 200 in whatever game that is. And you're like, you know what, I want to sell my game, but darn, my character's got to be worth more than the 10 euros this game is going for. Well, guess what? We've now tokenized or blockchained your character and the data associated with it, so you can sell that. So your game is not just worth $10, which normally would go into the queue. Your game could be worth 100 euros, 200 euros, right? Because you've got all the bells and whistles in. Or let's say the game was played, I don't know, randomly by Ninja. You know, he plays this game and he's really good at it, and you're like, oh, I want Ninja's game, leveled up to level whatever. Well, you know, he's known in the industry. Maybe he can sell that game for who knows, and then you sell it, resell it yourself. So now you're really using the power of the blockchain, not just for encryption, but you're using it for this unique, we call it the unique snowflake. Every asset, every game, every piece of data that is yours, that you created, your effort that you put into this, because it's work, it's fun, but it's work, has now unique and has got this permanent imprint in the distributed ledger, aka the blockchain. So big customer, I leave this to way smarter people to me in marketing to do this, who basically are figuring out what are some great ways to get consumers, because one of the big challenges we're going to have, I think our biggest challenge is we have such a unique offering technology-wise. I'm very confident. We got great content, we got great features. It's about getting users. We're not going to take on Steam. I mean, that's a big behemoth. But we feel there's a great demographic that's into the blockchain, that's into the kind of games we're going to present. And we're doing the best we can. We got our CMO, our Chief Marketing Officer from Sony Online, who's been doing this for 20 years, and she really gets it. So she's got a whole plan that I wouldn't do it justice if I present it, and not that I have the time, to try to how we're going to get the users, right? Because we're going to cross over between games, blockchain, and other areas. This is the team. I kind of mentioned management team right now. Oh, that's Laura, our CMO. Lee, ex-Midway. Our CTO is great. He sold a bunch of companies, and the guy keeps winning the San Diego CTO award. So I'm in good hands with him. And then there's me over there. I both play general counsel and biz dev, which is probably a conflict. So Brian Fargo, our founder. We also got Nolan. Can't have a company without Nolan on board, right? And trying to think, I'm going to play. I guess this video is embedded, which is fantastic. So the last thing I'll say is, in terms of using the blockchain and what we're doing with it is, we're not a cryptocurrency again, right? We're using it for the things I told you about. And we're very confident that it's going to give you an experience you're not going to get anywhere else, right? I was on a panel yesterday, and we talked about some great questions with Alex over there. We're talking about what's disruptive. And in my opinion, it's like, and I'm biased here, right? Because I'm Robot Cash, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But the point is, everybody's coming after the same 3 or 4 things. How do I get better discoverability? It's important, and all that's important, right? How do I become a more ethically conscious company? And it's important. I'm all about corporate, ethics. How do I get, more curation and all those things better? But those are important. They're evolutionary, so to speak, but they're not revolutionary, right? So when this came, because this is not my brainchild, when Brian sat me down a year and a half ago and he talked about this, I'm like, this is never going to work. I mean, the lawyer in me is like, no, here's the legal problems, here's the challenges, here's et cetera. But the deeper I got into it, the deeper I felt like I feel even more vindicated when I see the other competitors coming out. We're not touching this, right? So this is fairly new. So I'm going to play a little teaser of what we expect visually the experience to be.
Let's go!
I'm having maybe, maybe, I'll try to, sorry guys, I'll try to do it this way maybe.
Let's go!
Now it's working on here. How do I get it to? Did I break your thing?
Let's go!
Look at that guy. So much fun. Don't forget to sign up for early access. Get your free iron. Iron's money. So, good on time?
I think we're about out, I think. Like
Great,
another
done.
minute if you want.
Thank you very much for your time, and see you on the chain.